And now a word from our sponsors.
Have you ever thought about opening your own mobile cart or kiosk business? Maybe the facility you manage could establish new revenue by adding coffee, food, or retail services. Cart King International can be the answer to your needs. Cart King is a North American designer and manufacturer of the finest mobile coffee, food, and retail carts and kiosks. Cart King has been working with clients and corporations across North America for 20 years, providing innovative designs, custom manufacturing, and timely delivery. Carts and kiosks are fun, and so are the dozens of designs on our website. Please visit us today at www.cart-king.com or just call us at 1-877-986-7771 and get your sales rolling.
PureSoapFlakes.com, 218-568-2525. Have you ever heard of Castile Soap? Pure Soap Flake Company handcrafts fine soap bars, laundry powder, and concentrated soap flakes using organic vegetable oils from their northern Minnesota facility. Bathe your body and wash your clothes with pure soap products that are free of fragrance, GMOs, palm oil, sodium lauryl sulfate, and synthetic additives. Keep it clean, folks. Pure Soap Flake Company products are kind to living creatures and sensitive skin, safe for drains and waterways, and work great in high-efficiency washers and top and front-loading machines. They have a little promotion going on. Contact them to order some soap. Mention the Opperman Report. You're going to get a free gift. They're going to send a little extra soap, travel size, soap bars and laundry soap, cleaning soap flakes. I've been using that stuff all day long today. Great stuff. Order today at puresoapflakes.com or give them a call, 218-568-2525, 218-568-2525. Pure Soap Flake Company is a proud member of the Handcrafted Soap and Cosmetic Guild.
Tina Helmuth is writing an ongoing series of fact-fiction books that boldly takes on today's most heinous crimes. Suffer the Little Children, The Wrath of the Father, and Unbreakable. Deeply researched and mixed with the supernatural, good versus evil makes these thrillers hard to put down. Available at lulu.com in paperback or ebook.
If you find yourself in need of legal representation, it can be a very stressful time in your life. In my career, I have dealt with thousands of lawyers, I've dealt with thousands of law firms, and I can confidently recommend to you Keith M. Davidson at kmdlaw.com. Available 24 hours, 7 days a week. Just log into kmdlaw.com. That's kmdlaw.com. Or you can call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. That's 833-4KMD-LAW. Personal injury, wrongful death, STDs, sexual assault, car accidents, they handle it all efficiently and professionally. It doesn't matter how imposing the opposition may be, because the team at kmdlaw.com are battle-tested and fierce. They will not stop until justice prevails. Go to kmdlaw.com or call toll-free 833-4KMD-LAW. If you're in for the fight of your life, stop screwing around and contact KMD Law.
It's the Opperman Report. And now, here is investigator Ed Opperman.
And go. All right, welcome back to the Opperman Report. I'm your host, private investigator Ed Opperman. And we're joined now by Ashley Ohm, who's a co-owner of a security guard company called Sentry Secure Guards, SentrySecure.com. Okay, but we're not going to be talking about that too much. What happened is that Ashley had an incident with the Miss USA pageant, a very unpleasant incident. She's going to be telling us all about that today. So, Ashley Ohm, are you there?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So tell us about yourself. Who is Ashley Ohm?
Well, right now I'm the owner of I'm CFO of a security company. Basically, just trying to get my career back on track and my feet back in the water when it comes to life, really. Yeah.
Right, because we were talking previously. You have been diagnosed with PTSD due to an incident or a series of incidents that happened to you with your involvement with the Miss USA pageant.
Yes.
Okay, when did all this happen?
2012 is when I was first recruited for Miss USA.
And 2012, I know a lot of people are going to do the math, but 2012, how old were you about?
I was 21 at the time.
21, just a kid. Okay, and so I guess you were like a model, an actress, aspiring entertainer?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. At the time, I wasn't really that focused on it, but I was recruited by Miss USA, and it kind of threw me back into the modeling career world, because before that I was living in Tracy, California, and in Tracy there's not a lot of modeling opportunities or career opportunities in general, so I wasn't really doing modeling at the time. When I was 21, I was actually tutoring.
Yeah, you can say that again. Not much opportunity up in Tracy, California, that's for sure. So now, when you were approached then by this Miss USA pageant scout, you must have been thrilled.
Yeah, I was. Once I had contacted the official organization, the production company. Once I was recruited by the guy who recruited me, just to check him out. But once I knew that it was a solid opportunity, that I was ecstatic. Yeah.
How did this scout come into contact with you? How'd you meet him?
Well, like I said, they recruited me, and they put me in contact at first with what was allegedly a woman through email, and I believe I might have had a phone interview with a woman. But then in person, I only met a man.
How did they become aware of you, though? From your photographs?
I'm not sure how they became aware of me. I think it was maybe like a social profile I had online.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so you never really determined how they found you.
Yeah, it was through a casting website. So I'm sure it was just like one of those my profile on the casting website. I forget the name of that website, though, at this point.
Okay, now the scout who approached you, you have named his name in litigation, correct?
Yeah.
Are you willing to name him here?
Yeah, his name is Domingo Castanis. He's also known as Domingo Rodriguez.
Domingo Castanis, Domingo Rodriguez. We'll call him Domingo.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he contacts you. How do you arrange a meeting with him?
Yeah, he contacted me when I was vetted through to the next round of the competition, and then I had to fill out the application form, moving along with that. I met him in Concord, California, at the Clarion Hotel. And there was that's where he had arranged the first interview. There were a handful of other girls in the room at the time. I was shown a Miss USA video, and we discussed, the opportunities, basically.
So he obtained a room at this hotel. Was it like a conference room, or was it like a
Yeah, it was a public conference room, and there were a handful of other girls with their families there, and all the other girls in the room were under 18, and they were all there with their families.
Every other girl there was under 18?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you were the only one that was 21 years old?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, now that's interesting. Now, before you went to meet this Domingo, you had him checked out?
Yeah, I just, as best as because I just at the time I got a sneaky feeling, a suspicious feeling that something wasn't right about him, but I couldn't put my finger on it, so I called the production company and asked them if he was a legitimate employee of theirs, and they told me yes, they were very familiar with him and that he was reputable in their eyes.
This is the Miss USA Pageant Production Company?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you contacted them, was it by email or by telephone?
By telephone.
By telephone. But they did come back and tell you that they stand for this guy, they vouch for him, and he's a legit guy.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what they told you, but what did you find out? What was your experience?
That he was not a stand-up guy.
Okay. And what first gave you that impression?
Well, when the first time I met him, he was very eager to compliment me and tell me that I was perfect for the competition, looked great, had a great look, that kind of stuff. He also told me that there were other modeling opportunities that he could help me with as a recruiter. And I was very interested in that, because I hadn't been just thrown back into this. So I was very excited to get into modeling again. and he told me about a magazine that needed a cover model in Miami, Florida. So I said I was very interested and wanted more information. He gave me a email to contact the production company for this magazine, this alleged magazine. And when I contacted them through email, they said that I was a great fit. They also asked me an interesting question when they contacted me, or when this alleged company contacted me. They asked me if I was interested in explicit modeling. So that's the very first thing that they asked. I said that I was not, or I was up to, I was okay with a certain comfort level, but not with, prostitution or with explicit modeling.
Did you ever see a copy of this magazine? Like, was it an adult content, pornographic type magazine? Did you ever see it? Well,
Later we found out that there was no magazine, and that he had owned the email and had been using it in other scams with other parents.
So Domingo gives you an email. He says, hey, this is a magazine, but it was really Domingo the whole time.
Yes.
Wonderful. Okay. How did you discover that?
I discovered that through the help of the investigative article that was done on this whole situation in 2013.
How did this article, how did they become aware of this whole situation? They knew about Domingo?
So what happened after, well, I'd have to kind of backtrack, but yeah, so I would kind of have to go through things in chronological order. So to backtrack back to where I was at, so Domingo had told me that there were these opportunities. He told me he wanted to meet up with me in person, or at least through the magazine. He wanted to meet up on behalf of the magazine in person to go over the agreement.
Gotcha.
So that's what he said through text, is we need to meet up to see this agreement. So so I go to meet up with him at a Starbucks in Tracy, and I biked there because at the time I don't think I owned a car, or my car wasn't fully operational or something like that. And then he was waiting in the parking lot, and he asked if we could meet in his car. And that was another red flag that I got. But because I had already previously vetted him, I felt comfortable enough to get into his personal car in the parking lot, because I thought maybe, there was something that he didn't want the public to know. Well, I guess there was, because of what he told me at the next point when I got in the car. He told me that that Hollywood runs basically through a huge sex trafficking ring, and that 80 to 90% of Hollywood is involved in this sex trafficking ring. He called it the fast track. And he said that even his own daughter was involved in this, and that she's doing great and very successful now, and that because of her success and because of all these other models' success, I should join too. He said that he had $2,000 to offer the magazine so that I could be the cover model. He said if I didn't have $2,000, so he's trying to extort me for $2,000 or sex. So if I wasn't able to provide him $2,000, I could give him a blowjob right then and there, or I could do favors for the alleged director of this fictional magazine.
Now, he said he had his own daughter doing this. Does he have a daughter in real life?
I believe so, yes.
Really? Was that ever reported to the police and investigated?
I do not believe that was reported. I reported the whole thing to the cops, but I'm not sure that specific fact was focused on.
I got you. Okay. Now, he's making this a proposition to you here in this car. What was your reaction?
Immediate disgust, shock, horror, just overwhelming disgust. I felt like I was going to throw up. I felt sick to my stomach. I was crying on the way home.
Yeah, ride your bike home too. Yeah, right. Now, were you afraid in the car? Afraid when you were riding home on your bike all by yourself? Were you afraid?
Yes, but at that point he had gone, so I didn't feel like he was chasing